To stay healthy, humans need to drink at least half a gallon per day. Maybe more if you're trying to look like a human bull. But what about fishes? Do they drink water? We will find the answer in this new episode of Camamber. If you think that drinking the water you swim in is gross, you're right. There are two types of people in the world: those who don't drink the water they swim in, and the others. Back to the fishes. At first glance, the answer seems obvious. A fish is a living being that needs to hydrate, so it should be drinking, right? Well, the answer is a bit trickier. First of all, we have to distinguish between two types of fish: the fish that swim in fresh water, such as the common bass, and fish that swim in salted water, such as the mackerel. Let's not forget the fish that swim in both fresh and salt water, like the salmon. For this example, let's keep it simple. We'll focus on fishes that live only in fresh water, or only in salted water. Now, we're going to have to do a little bit of science. Let's talk about the principle of osmosis. In order for me to explain, we need two compartments of water separated by a semi-permeable membrane. What does semi-permeable mean? It's like when your raincoat is not so waterproof anymore. The principle of osmosis is quite simple. It says that the less saturated liquid, in our case saturated in salt, will pass through the membrane to join the more saturated liquid. What does this mean for fish that live in salt water? Let's take Joe for example. You might recognize him. He played Nemo in the movie Finding Nemo. As far as Joe is concerned, the answer is very simple. He drinks all the time. But why? The water of the sea is more concentrated in salt than Joe's body. So the fish will get dehydrated all the time when the water leaves his body through his gills to go back to the ocean. The gills being the semi-permeable membrane. Joe will have to drink very regularly to be able to rehydrate itself and not end up as a dried fish. That's it for salted water fishes. Now let's see the case of freshwater fish, and especially the one we are all waiting for, the Carassius auratus. I mean, the goldfish. The situation is a bit different because its body is more concentrated in salt than the water in which it swims. In other words, we're talking about fishes that swim in water that is less salty than their body. Obviously, it could be any fresh water. Waterfalls, rivers, glass of water. And these fishes do not need to drink water. Why? Because the water is attracted inside their body, which is saltier than the environment in which they swim. Once again, the principle of osmosis. Oh, science. It's useful, right? The only downside is that your goldfish will have to pee a lot in order to get rid of the excess water. Now you know which fish drink and which don't. And if you enjoyed this video and want another answer to an existential question, you can watch this one where I explain why boats are red underneath. And if you prefer animals, you can watch this video about how do dolphins sleep underwater.